If I was a flower growing wild and free, all I'd want is you to be my sweet honeybee. And if I was a tree growing tall and green, all I'd want is you to shade me and be my leaves.
It's been over 2 months since we've been here in our little slice of New Zealand forest. It's been a little bit slower, it's felt like, in some ways, the second month. The first month we were all action, putting in gardens and getting up the yurt and establishing like a bit of an outdoor kitchen and things like that. The second month there's been less kind of big momentous electricity or water moments like the last video. But I guess in some ways there's been some really big game changers. Like we got a puppy, little Zoe, she's pretty cool. Hey Zoe dog. And summer is really beginning, so we've been able to swim in the river heaps and heaps, which is just amazing. We literally are just swimming in there going, oh my gosh, how is this real?
If I was a flower growing wild and free, all I'd want is you to be my sweet honeybee. And if I was a tree growing tall and green, all I'd want is you to shade me and be my leaves. All I want is you, will you be my bride? Take me by the hand and stand by my side. All I want is you, will you stay with me? Hold me in your arms and sway me like the sea. If you were a river in the mountains tall, the rumble of your water would be my call. If you were the winter, I know I'd be the snow, just as long as you're with me when the cold winds blow. All I want is you, will you be my bride? Take me by the hand and stand by.
We've also felt the full extent of what it is like in poor weather when we had Ramona's 5th birthday party last weekend, and we had about 40 people come, and even though we had like a marquee up, it was probably the wettest party experience of my life, hands down. The ground turned to a swamp, and it was a bit of an insight into how swampy it gets when the rain pours. And just now we're looking at the barrel of like 10 days of rain, so the weather forecast tells us, which is a little bit freaky. It's probably like a major downside. And actually you can see me spotting the sandflies. They're like these little midgies, and maybe by the 3rd month we'll be feeling a little bit like, man, we're living in the middle of nowhere. But we'll see.
They're going to tell you how bees make honey. They collect the nectar from a flower, and then they get the pollen and bring it to their hive. Then they spread it out, I think, and then they flap their wings, and that's how they make honey, and from pollen into honey. Yes, bye.
If you were a wink, I'd be a nod. If you were a seed, well, I'd be a pod. If you were a floor, I'd wanna be the rug. And if you were a kiss, I know I'd be a hug. All I want is you, will you be?
Here are zucchinis, or courgettes as they're known in the UK. Very bulbous, and we've already had 2 from this plant. Pretty cool. And our other garden, it's basically lettuce and beetroot, which is my favourite things. The dog's already started digging it up.
Yuck! Mama, yuck! And it's gonna.
Look at how big.
Could I have some of this? Could I eat the pennies?
Beetroot hiding in the dead of night.
If I was a flower growing wild and free, all I'd want is you to be my sweet honeybee. And if I was a tree growing tall and green, all I'd want is you to shade me and be my leaves.